Welcome everybody to another edition of the Spartan Sports Report here on TV3. And Brent Duncan joins Sam and me in the program today.
Well, glad to be back.
Yeah, you've been gone. I mean,
yeah, we missed you.
Yeah.
I like to be gone all the time, but the coaches can be here, but it just doesn't work out for them all the time. So,
well, we're glad to have you anyway, even though we had to drag you in here and
no, I enjoy coming and talking with you guys.
Let's begin with the highlights of a couple of kids on the wrestling team advanced to the semi-state.
Yeah, we had two guys wrestling at the regional at Richmond last week. Orland Foster at 152. Ended up placing fourth in his class, so the top four get to go. And then Evan Schaefer at the 220 mark ended up third, so both of those will be wrestling at the semi-state at Newcastle this coming Saturday. So
good deal. Both these kids are underclassmen, aren't they?
Yeah, Evan's a junior and Orland's a freshman. So
I thought. Yeah. So.
Two good accomplishments, and they'll have to win two matches on Saturday in order to get in the top placement. So if they win their first two matches Saturday, then they'll get to wrestle in the state meet the following weekend. So
what will that be?
Luke, Banker's Life. I gotta get the right word. How about
okay.
Lucas Oil?
Right facility.
Gotta get the right one. Banker's Life now, but I think they'll change their name here before long. Is what I hear. So we'll see what it comes out to be. But so that'll be Friday night. If they qualify for that, they'll start the prelims on Friday night of next week, and then the finals will be on Saturday if they get to the final round. So
good deal. Well, I wish those guys the best of luck. They've had good seasons, haven't they?
Yeah, they've done well. So they've all had a few losses here and there, and of course Orland's still learning at 152, and he's tall and lanky, and
that's great.
Evan's got a lot bigger went from 195 to 220 and, in a year. So we'll see, but we hope they both do well next Saturday.
So too. How'd they do in the Spartan Classic during the holidays?
Well, they haven't probably placed our highest. I can't tell exactly where Orland placed, but a little bit different with 32 teams, and we didn't have any winners. But I can't get you the exact place off the top of my head. But they both showed well. I watched them both wrestle, so they've done a lot of good. And Orland probably had his best day of wrestling, even though he didn't finish in the top. But his first match was won by a pin, and Evan won his first match 15-0. Then lost a tough one in the second round in double overtime. And got beat 9-8, which knocked him out of the championship match, which would have been with the kid from Richmond again. That they've each beat each other once, so it would have been nice to see. But maybe next round.
Well, we wish those guys the best of luck, and I know the Spartan fans will be rooting for them.
I think our kids will be there, and somebody will be there to represent us, and we'll hopefully get them through the first two rounds.
That's great. That's great, yeah. Sam, I know you're happy to see the couple of kids advance that far.
Oh yeah. Anytime in any of our sports that kids move on, it's good for them, it's good for the school, and good for the community.
Right. Girls' season ended in the first game of the sectional. Those guys just couldn't get started.
No, I got off to a really slow start down at South Dearborn against Batesville. We played Batesville fairly well in the first game and thought we had a good shot, and just couldn't throw it in the ocean for a few, and we got behind, and then we lack a little bit of firepower of catching up when we get a little bit behind. But record's not where we want it to be in the long run, but I think I saw a lot of good growth from our girls from where they started to where they ended, and we actually had a couple officials that had officiated us either home or road early and also saw us at the end, and very complimentary of what our girls had done over the last year, even though our record's not where we want it to be. But hopefully good summer with Coach, and get our middle school kids up here and get them all involved in the program and continue making those steps forward. So, and then girls swimming had their sectional last Saturday, and unfortunately we didn't get anybody out of the sectional to go to the state meet, but I think a lot of them ended the season with their personal best, so that's a good thing to see. So
yes, right. Who won the sectional at South Dearborn girls section?
Greensburg beat.
Did they?
Lawrenceburg in the final. Lawrenceburg lost their best kid. She tore something underneath her kneecap, so some little.
It's a pretty decisive win, I think.
Almost by 20, if I remember correctly. So, so Greensburg will move on, and they're a solid team. So,
Lady Spartans will be better next year, I think.
Yeah, I think we lose Cheyenne and Tylissa, and everybody else is coming back. And if they dedicate themselves a little bit to the summertime and getting bigger and stronger and working on their skills and have a little bit of confidence in themselves for some of them, and
a year under their belt with a new coach and a coach that can be with them all summer.
Yeah, that made a big difference last year, minus any of the coaches or assistant coaches stepping up and taking the spot to come in and work out on the open gym times that they could have had. So kind of put us behind the 8 ball a little bit. When you're changing your system, you didn't get a good summer to get things put in place where you wanted to get put in place. So hopefully it'll be a big spring when they can start doing some things in April and all through the summer and be ready to go when school rolls around next year. So
Well, I know Lady Spartans have a lot of fans, and they're anxious to see them do well.
Yeah, it's just like anything. If you put a good product on the floor, and our people are going to come and watch them, and I think in time you're going to see that come around again. So,
Boys have struggled at Indianapolis for the second week in a row. They're up against the number 2 team, Lawrence North, and everything is advertised, I think.
well, you're looking at sophomore kiddies are looking at by Division I basketball players, and 2 big kids that are already going to Division I, and
Right.
we don't seem to have anybody beating on our door with Division I offers right now. So, struggling a little bit, but we played. We've lost 6 in a row, but we've lost to some good competition.
Yeah.
We probably should have won 3 or 4 of those because we just made some mistakes that are unusual for us to make at the wrong times of the games. And North Central and Lawrence North were just better athletically than we were, and longer and quicker, and that hurt us a little bit.
A lot of offense on those teams, right, Sam?
Oh, man. Sure was. I forget now my stats that I had the other day, but I think they got 20 more shots off than we did. And we shot a high percentage, as they did too, but turnovers hurt us a lot. And they were able to turn those turnovers into points.
That's right.
On a lot of fast breaks. But I just want to remind everybody that last year we beat both those teams at Spartan Bowl, so I think it's good to have them on the schedule. It really, I think, makes the kids tougher in the long run. And who knows, in a couple of years we could be back in 4A and we could meet a team like that at Southport in the regional. But people thought dropping to 3A was going to be a piece of cake. That hasn't been either, and I knew it wouldn't be.
Well, we played 3A schools on our schedule all along.
Right.
And it's just a class number changed.
Our schedule hadn't changed. We got a good mix of 3A and 4A,
Absolutely.
and we
That's
just
what you
have
want, I
one
think.
2A school on our team. And, it's just, we block out, they jumped higher than we did. They blocked out their 6-7 and reached over the top of us. And we didn't handle the ball real well when they pressed us a little bit. And hopefully we can come back together as a group and play as 5 collectively and not 5 individually. And that'll help in the long run. And working on our defense and doing those things, which I know Coach Brown will have them back and ready to do. So.
Right. Speaking of 5, we have 5 games left on the season.
Yeah, it's hard to imagine that. That's right left. We got East Central on Thursday, and just in case you haven't heard, the New Pal game from Saturday has been moved to Monday because the New Pal girls won the sectional, so we've moved the game to the 17th from Saturday. So we'll play the freshmen, the JV, and the varsity up at New Pal on Monday the 17th, and we'll have Franklin County at home, and then we'll play Lawrenceburg on the road, and then finish up with Northeastern at home on the 25th, which will be senior night for the boys basketball team, the band, the cheerleader, and the Spartanettes. So
Franklin County game's a big night too, with Beat Cancer in 4 quarters.
yeah, you can still get online and get your shirts for Beat Cancer in 4 quarters. You want to make a big donation, come to the ball game or come to the athletic office or whatever. And then it's also the guy-girl dance, the traditional, so that's always a big thing for our kids, and people love to watch them. And Sandy and the kids do a great job with that. Sandy and Sydney and Mike all have them all ready to go. So confirmed commitments so far that the 2 shooters, if you know, last year we had Zach Miller and Shayna shot for us down at Franklin County. So this year we're going to have Matt Howard and April McDivitt have said they'll be coming back to shoot. So we will,
This
as
basketball
long
and
as something
Indiana All-Star.
doesn't go awry between now and the 21st, those will be our 2 shooters coming.
That'd be
It's
great.
been good to be in Indianapolis the last 2 weeks and see Matt Howard at the ball games.
Yeah, he's got his little one there, and Brittany, and his little one, his 4-year-old and his little one. So it's always a pleasure to talk to. He's as dry as you can get. So
Yeah.
he doesn't have much humor to him unless you just understand Matt humor. And it's
You
a
gotta
little different
understand.
than normal. So,
Right. Well, having hung around his dad for a number of years, it's that doesn't fall too far from the
riding
tree.
a few bus trips with him, you get to learn his humor a little bit. And just kind of that dry Bob Newhart sense of humor that just comes out of nowhere for those of us who know who Bob Newhart is.
Right.
Yeah, Matt's not playing professional ball anymore. He's
No, just working in the marketing world.
living
so
in Indianapolis, or Westfield, I believe, one of the suburbs up there.
So, I think the feet and the back and the wear and the tear just kind of finally got to him
Oh,
after a
yeah.
while. So. But he had a good career overseas
Sure did.
and done well.
Yes.
Represented Carswell in many ways, and lots of places, college and high school, and on into the professional world. So
Yeah, it was good to see Matt. I would appreciate him coming over and spending a few minutes with us before the game, and brought us up to date on what he was doing. So
good kid, good family.
Speaking of the Franklin County game, the Wildcats are a better team this year than they have been.
Yeah,
They're playing.
they're around 500 last I looked, and
Mm-hmm.
Eric's got them playing well. He's been an assistant at East Central for a long time, and has been out on his own at Franklin County for the last few years. And obviously, they've done better because last year they weren't very good at all. So to be 500 or right in that area for them has been a great improvement for those
I
guys.
think so, yes. I'm glad to see that.
Records
playing.
never mean much when we play them either. So
No.
it's always a fight. So
We might check the sports schedule for this week. As Brent said, the girls swimming is continuing the regional, but unfortunately, no Lady Spartan is in action on Friday night and Saturday. Thursday, the girls' state finals Friday and Saturday at Indianapolis. Thursday, Spartan basketball at East Central, game time 6 and 7:30. Saturday, the gymnastics team hosts an invitational at 11 o'clock. It's at the gym at CHS or Spartan Bowl.
that would be at the high school gym.
That's what I thought, okay. Wrestling tournament continues with the semi-state. Talked about a couple of Spartans there, and the New Palestine game will be, as Brent said, moved from Saturday to Monday since New Palestine's Lady Dragons are in a sectionals or in a regional. So we wish those ladies up there at New Palestine good luck. On the middle school, girls basketball, the red team hosting Richmond test at Spartan Arena on Monday. Wednesday they play at Riceville with a 5:30 start. The girls' white team Tuesday plays Hagerstown at 5:30 in Spartan Arena, and we'll be playing Wednesday with Randolph Southern in Spartan Arena. That game will start at 6 o'clock. In middle school wrestling at Centerville on Monday, Tuesday home with Tri and Union County. That's a 5:30 start. Area basketball team records and schedules. Richmond is at 12-7. They won 66-47 at Anderson. Home with Kokomo on Friday. Saturday they'll be at Logansport. Franklin County is 6-10. They lost 78-71 at Hagerstown. At Greenfield Central on Friday. Home Saturday with Switzerland County. Rushville 6-12, 74-52 winner at Hauser. At Batesville on Friday. Saturday they go to Beech Grove. Cambridge City 11-6. They won 62-61 over Union County at Hagerstown Tuesday. Home Friday with Winchester. Centerville is 3-12. They lost at Morristown 54-35. Home Tuesday with Winchester at Blue River on Friday. Home Saturday with Waldron. Union County 5-12, losing 62-61 to Cambridge City. Tuesday plays at Northeastern, and Friday they'll be at North Decatur. The IHSA Tournament Pairing Show will be at 3 p.m. on Sunday, February the 23rd. And here are the records of the 7 teams in the Connersville sectional. March 3rd and 4th, and 6th and 7th. Batesville is 8-8. The Spartans 9-9. Franklin County 6-10. Greensburg is 16-2. Lawrenceburg 9-8. Rushville is 6-1. And 6-11, and it will be South Dearborn at 7-9. The winner of the Connersville sectional plays in the regional March 14th at Washington. Other feeder sectionals will be from Corydon, Vincennes, and Boonville. And as you and I were talking before the show, Washington is on Central Time.
It is in Central Time.
Central
the Hatchet
Time,
House
so
is
hopefully
there.
the Spartans.
Those other schools feeding into that, that's a whole different state.
Really, that's evident. I mean, it's down the corner, the southwest corner of.
But I've never been to the
Indiana.
Hatchet House, and I'm looking forward to going.
It'd be great to be there. Have
I mean,
kids experience the Hatchet House.
I would think they could have moved it a little bit closer to Connersville.
Well, it was actually between us and the Hatchet House, and the Hatchet House went out. So
Yes.
Yeah, with the other
Probably
3
other
sites
feeders,
being
depending
so
on how
far
they did
away.
the regional.
Right. Corydon and Boonville, you're talking southwest Indiana for sure. But
Corydon's the original state capital of Indiana
and Vincennes had something to do with
Yeah.
something, didn't it?
at one time.
Right. I can't-
Well, Lewis and Clark went through Vincennes.
okay.
There's
Lot
your,
of history,
there's your
history,
Indiana history right
Yeah.
there.
The
Important
Zellers,
part of the state.
and the Zellers all played at Washington. The 3 NBA players are all out of Washington, along with Steve Bushy. You probably know. So
Yeah, what a day! What a day it was at Assembly Hall the other day when Coach Knight was there, Coach Katie was there. It was
old times.
old times, good old times. Brought a tear to my eye.
I didn't get to see it, so I should have taped it.
Yeah, it was quite an event. And, I was surprised that Coach Knight looked in the condition that he is in. He had needed assistance getting onto the floor and everything.
His health's deteriorating quickly, I think.
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
I'm glad they're able to reconcile.
Yes. Oh, I
It's
do. I agree.
good for everybody.
Yeah, 20 years gone from Assembly Hall to come back. So, knowing Coach Knight, I really don't know him that well, but just thinking about him and his personality, it took some really talking to convince him to come back, because he felt very hurt, I think, by the way he was dismissed.
Well, and I think rightfully so. But hopefully we'll see him again there. But maybe Patrick, his son, who escorted him onto the floor there, maybe had a lot to do with that.
A lot of players came back too that he had coached over the years. So it's quite to be there. I imagine it was very emotional.
Would have been.
Yes, yes. So spring sports coming up.
Right around the corner. I think February 17th is the actual first official day of track, so a week from today.
Wow.
So won't be long till the 1st of March, and they're all in session. March 9th for the softball and March 16th for the rest of them. So just around
And
the
the
corner.
rest of them include, what other spring sports?
We got track and field, you got girls softball, you got baseball, you got girls tennis and boys golf.
Okay.
So
You have coaches for all of them and ready to go?
yes, we do. We're still working on a few assistants, but we're just seeing if we got to field a junior varsity softball team. So we got some people in line, but until we know if we have enough girls, but we had about 35 girls at call out, so hopefully we'll be able to keep them. So
That's good, yes, right. And ADs pray for good weather.
I'm concerned that it's been a mild winter. Let's hope it's a mild spring to go along with it. So, but, we'll get Brian out there and we'll do the best we can to get us everything in we can get in.
So with possible, maybe it is closing of Willowbrook, what's the contingency plan for the golf team?
Well, I've heard some new news on Willowbrook, but I can't relinquish anything, as you know.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll stay tuned.
Contingent plan is to Bruce Greger at Liberty is going to take us on, and if we need a pinch, Brook Hill's offered to take us as well. So,
Okay.
just from a drive sign, we just still got to do a little research on practice and how we got to get our kids to and from, and get all those things laid out before the March the 16th date. So, get all that taken care of. But tentatively, if something here doesn't fly, Liberty would take us on.
Well, it would be great for the community, and I don't play, but excuse me, I think it'd be great for the community if somehow I could stay open.
Oh, I think so.
It's a quality of life issue, and if you want
It's
to
a great
recruit
course
people,
if you're not a golfer, but
yeah.
you get people to come in, and if it's in good shape, people will come and play it. So I enjoy playing it. So.
Is Connersville host some sectionals in spring sports?
Just track and field currently.
Okay.
So, and boys tennis. Sorry, I mean girls tennis. We already did boys, but we do boys tennis in the fall too. So we'll have girls tennis, boys and girls track sectional.
Okay.
So 3 of the 6 are here.
Yeah, that'll,
So,
those will be in May.
yep. Don't tell me the exact days.
No, I won't.
Sometime around May 17th, May 19th in there for the boys track section,
Sure.
and the girls track section, and tennis is in that same week. So,
Oh, well,
so that'll be on the Wednesday and the Saturday between the 2 of the sectionals meet. So it's all in that same week. So
I know you have a lot of volunteers, especially on
yeah,
the
it's great in track. The same people, thankfully, have been willing to come back and continue to do it. And that's great because we get a lot of compliments on how well it is run, not only by the officials, but the fans and the other ADs. And it's a big task. And
Absolutely.
running a computer and getting everything entered and having the starters and the timing system that everybody has to have.
How many
So
people does that take? Approximately.
probably 20 to 25.
Big undertaking.
So, not, for the most part, you got about two to every event, sometimes 3. And you got high jump, long jump, pole vault, discus, shot put,
What?
curve judges, lane judges, clerks of the course to get people to and from where they got to be, and 4 or 5 people up in the box trying to run the time system and the gun and everything else. So, plus the 2
PA.
starters, PA announcer, which is Andy Benz. Andy's done it for a long time, and that's great because he understands the running of the track meet and how to make it work and how to make it flow. And
Yes.
my wife runs the computer, and Mr. West runs the gun that helps get the fire from the gun to start the timing system that Mr. Hafner has run for the last few years. So it takes a little bit of time. So, and Chris Dirks has helped him out where you get one guy reading and one guy writing the times down. So it takes a little bit of undertaking to go. Got people up there counting the ribbons and sorting the ribbons. Kelly will work, help them do that so that they get in the right envelope so people pick up the right ones when they're done. So it takes a whole army.
That's a big job.
So,
Yeah.
but it's good. So
Where does the winner from here go? Is it individuals or is it a chance?
anybody that gets in the top 3 automatically goes, and then if you're in the top 4 fastest times at the 4 feeding sectionals can advance. And it kind of changes. One year it's at Warren Central, and it's been at Franklin Central, and the girls have been at Shelbyville, and so they kind of go back and forth. So last year at Warren for the boys and Shelbyville for the girls. So.
And there are a lot of teams come in here for the sectional.
Yeah, because you think of how many people, we have 13 teams in our sectional,
That's
so
what I thought.
anybody out of those 13 can advance. So when you start throwing 13 schools at 4 different sites feed in, you might have 40 or 50 different schools being represented at the regional meet. You may not have a lot of people there. They might have 1 or 2 advancers from every school, so you can have
That's classless, right?
all class. All individual sports are without class. I won't say that nicely, but are not classed as far as sports goes. But you know, it's a big undertaking because you got to have their names. You got to have their. When we did it with the regional, you're trying to get all the coaches' information. So you got 30 or 40 schools. You're trying to get the coaches' info in case something goes awry and you got to cancel, and all that stuff goes in. How do you feed them and give them a nice hospitality area and try to plan. So it's a big task.
That runs well into the night, doesn't it?
Yeah, typically we're done by 9 to 9:30, and we start
Okay.
about 5:30.
Okay.
So regionals will start at 6, and they'll go. They don't have as many because you don't have as many. You have lots of people feeding in, but you don't have as many sections. You know, just have about 2. So,
Sure.
and the trials will knock a lot of those out. So, limited number of participants. Where you got 13, you got 2 kids that can be in every event, so you can have at least 26. You know, represented in every race if you wanted to. So, a little different when you only got 12 people from each sectional feeding in, so you're knocking that down to just 48 individuals per race, and they can kick those out pretty quick. So.
What's new with the IJAA? You must know something from.
Got a board meeting next Friday, which is opening night of state wrestling meet. So we meet in the morning, and hopefully we'll have some wrestlers going to state meet, and I can just hang around and go cheer them on that Friday. Although I'll be back here because it's beat cancer in 4-quarter night. So hopefully we'll get through that first night, and we can go see them on Saturday. So
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll find out. Everything with the commissioner will come down next week, and we'll see how it goes once we get to talking. So,
Yeah.
getting ready to look at some Eugene Cato scholarship nominees. I got to go through 38 of those to pick out my favorites, and they get a possibility of $2,500 scholarship. And we have one in those that were at least got nominated. Riley Loper. She's our nominee to be possibly get one of those scholarships. So I don't get to personally review ours. I got assigned District 1, which is the northern part of the state. So I got like 26 or 28, however many is on there to go through before next Friday to score them and put my score on them.
It's probably rewarding, I would think, to.
Yeah, it's hard because they're all good kids. And
Sure.
You're trying to pick out who's the best and where you rank them as far as just grading from 1 to 10. And there's 4 or 5 on each of the committees for the north, and there's some in the middle and some in the south, and then we get them all together. And then I don't know where they go from there. But it's interesting. So.
I'll go back to the pairing show for just a second. How do they use ping pong balls, or how do they?
Ping pong balls is still, as far as I know, they don't, it's a secret
so
room anymore back there. But
Reach in a bucket or a basket?
no, typically they have a ping pong ball machine. Everybody's got their name on a ping pong ball.
Like the lottery?
Just like the bingo machines, and the ball pops to the top.
They used to show that, but they don't show that anymore.
No, I think, even though it says live at 3, I don't know that it's actually live at 3. I think the draw has been done sometime in the morning, because I'm sure it takes a little bit of time to put all the balls in there, then pop them out, then put all the next balls in there, and get them organized and get them on paper, and with all the technology today. But they do have a designated room in the back that has the machine in it. There you go.
Okay.
Be interesting to be in there one day just to see what it looks like. But
Yeah. So the first team out is number 1, and then number 2, and they'll play each other.
depends on how many teams are in the sectional.
Okay.
So, because you got to odd them out, somebody's going to get a bye.
Well, we have 7 in ours.
So the first game out would probably be the first game on Tuesday night, 1 and 2. 3 and 4 will be the first game on Wednesday night. 5 and 6 will be the second game on Wednesday night, and the 7th team out will get the bye for Friday.
Automatically move to the Friday night, first
I'd
game.
take the 7th team out. No reason to play more than you have to get to the finals.
You need to break into that room and put
Somehow you need to
Conversville
make,
on all of them or
make
something.
the ping pong ball a little lighter so it gets there a little faster. Maybe ours is longer because it's got such a long name on it. I don't know. Maybe it weighs more.
Well, it should be interesting. And
Matchups are such a key in whether it's football,
yes.
basketball, baseball, whatever sport you want to do.
Sure.
It's all about matchups and where you're playing at. So lots of people like to play the best team on the opening night first game because sometimes you catch them when they're not ready. So sometimes you want to play them on the second night when you've got a game on your belt and they haven't played one yet and they're a little more nervous. So maybe it's a good thing that we won't have the best record coming in. We don't have as big a target on our back.
the next question is tickets.
Tickets will go on sale shortly after the draw. I'm hoping by Tuesday the 25th. We'll have our meeting for our sectional opponents on the 24th since we're hosting, and then as soon as I get all the comp tickets out to them, we'll get it open up to public. I'll have my basketball kids' families taken care of first ahead of time, and then we're going to open up to season ticket holders first, and then after that we'll open up to general public. So,
And that's your job.
that's my job, and Trent's job, and Mandy's job. So we'll have that all covered. Well,
I assume I have a seat.
we'll talk about the media people. As long as you've talked to the 360 group, you can get your seats.
We may be standing. We may be standing room only. Sam, you can't tell.
Well, it may be, and with the right matchups, I look for some pretty good crowds.
Yeah, I think
hope
it
so.
is, and that's what some of the people said when I asked about how many pre-sale tickets they think they might need, and some of them says depends on the matchup.
Huh.
I do know that the hospital lot north of the hospital, between there and the media care, they've said that we can use that for parking for general public, so that'll be open. And the
Good.
south side lot of the middle school will be open.
Good.
And then the overflow lot to the east of the media care, they said we could use that. And Miller Monster Robbins said that we could use their parking lot if they didn't have a funeral going on that night. And then obviously we got the lot down at south if people want to park in south and walk a couple blocks to the alleyway. So hopefully weather will hold out. And,
So
it's tournament time. It always seems to get cold, snowy during tournament time. So we'll hold for good weather throughout that. So.
well, and through the spring sports too. We don't want you to have to.
Well, that's sometimes part of the fun, maybe, but it's
Be
all
on
in the
the-
day's work.
Be on the phone 24 hours a day trying to schedule and
That's what you get.
postpone
That's what you get paid
events.
for.
right.
All pays the same, right?
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy it greatly. So it's good to have a wife that's an athlete too, so she understands that. So.
Well, that's good. Yeah, right. So again, we play East Central on Thursday and New Palestine on Monday.
So we take a big crowd. Last time we played down there, and their AD said nothing like having a home game on a Thursday night while you're on the road. I will say that our crowd at North Central was bigger than their crowd by far.
Yes, it was.
And you think that's too bad for those kids because they're ranked number 2 in the state, and I don't know if they had 100 people. 150 would be tops if I was guessing.
Well, the same thing was at Lawrence North.
Right.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's what I meant at Lawrence North.
Oh, Lawrence
Saturday,
North.
so
Okay, right. And
let's hope so. We take a big crowd to
I
East Central
counted
Thursday.
26 people at one time were in the stands.
Yeah.
That was during the JV game, but I'm like you.
Even them honoring all those former players.
Isn't that something?
There was
I mean,
probably
we
10,
do
15
something
of
like
them.
that, and
Yeah.
we got 4,500 in the bowl.
So,
It's amazing.
well, hopefully when we play Franklin County, we'll get a lot with Matt and April coming back to shoot.
Oh, I think we will.
And the
Hopefully
neighborhood
they'll be
rivalry, I hope they
Sure,
bring
they've
a lot
always brought
too.
a good crowd, and they seem to do a great job with fundraising. So.
That's Franklin County on the 21st.
21st.
Of February. Right. Hey, thanks as always for stopping by and taking some time out of your day to.
Oh, I enjoy
join
being
us.
here. Try to get Mac to come for wrestling to talk, but his work schedule just didn't work out today.
Sure.
So.
Best of luck to those guys on Saturday in the semi-state. And thanks everybody for watching this edition of the Spartan Sports Report here on TV3. Have a nice evening.